Hi friends, welcome back to Eldon Acres. How are you doing today? I hope you're having a great day. Today it is absolutely beautiful. We are just over the middle of October and it is 19 degrees out there and sunny. It's a little bit breezy, but that's okay, we'll take it. Usually we have had a killing frost by now and we haven't yet. Looking at the long range forecast though, it does look like we may get one over the weekend, possibly Sunday evening. So I'm going to go ahead and get my garlic planted today. This will be our first year growing garlic. So I went ahead and ordered a pound from Vessie's. It is the Music Porcelain Garlic. It is zone 3 through 9, and it will be big cloves with bold flavor. We use a lot of garlic, so I'm hoping that this goes well and we get a lot of garlic for next year. Currently, I've gone through and separated each clove. So with garlic, my understanding is you want to keep as much of that papery material around the outside as you can, because that will protect it. So you plant garlic in the fall. It goes into a dormant state over the winter, and then here what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant it and then cover it with a layer of straw. So with the farm where the horses are, we've got straw available to us. So I'm going to take a bale of straw, a square bale of straw, and put it over top just for a little bit of extra insulation. We do get fairly harsh winters here, and I don't want to risk these guys not coming back. So in the spring, after the risk of frost, then I'll go ahead and rake that straw off and take it into our compost. And then hopefully, if everything goes well, we will have lots of garlic. Currently, I have 51 cloves here, and I have one more bulb that I have kept intact that I will show you how I go about separating. It is a little bit tricky at first, so I've done quite a few. I find it easiest if you can kind of wiggle the stem. This is a hard stem at the top, so if you kind of wiggle it around to kind of show you the division of the bulbs, and then you just kind of break them apart, trying to keep as much as of that paper material on them as possible. And it is a little bit tricky to do. Now some of them, it doesn't stay completely intact. Others it does. So we'll see what happens next year when they come back. Maybe that will affect them. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, and this one here has a rotten one. That sucks. I saved this one for last, and oh, that's too bad. That one doesn't look very good. I'm going to keep that one separate. I don't want that one affecting the rest of them. And then I just kind of take that neck and the bottom. We're going to put that in the bag and I'll compost that later. There we are. Look at that big guy. This one was the one that was right beside that rotten one, so I wonder if it also may be rotten. I'll have to contact Vessie's because that kind of sucks. I mean, either way, that's going to be a ton of garlic for us, but it does suck when you get a rotten one in there. Kind of not a great way to start. Anyway, so let's head out to the garden. I am going to plant these guys where my potatoes were. So I'm going to change things up in my garden next year, hopefully expanding. I would like to double, if not triple, the size of my garden next year. I'm going to have a larger cut flower garden as we are getting married. So that will be my #1 priority. But I also plan to plant a fair amount of vegetables and increasing my fall harvest on pumpkins and squash. This year I did not grow any pumpkins and I was really regretting it. So I'm going to be placing an order for pumpkin seeds coming up. Another order. This is probably my 4th order this year for next year. So I'll be placing an order just because I missed that. I feel like if I was to go ahead and plant some fall crops, it would be beneficial in the long run. So that's what we're going to do. But today, let's get this garlic in the ground. Hey guys, so we are out here at the cut flower area of my garden. Sad looking sunflowers here. I'm going to stick my, it's a Summer Sparkles Baby Breath root in the ground. It is zone 3 through 9. and it is a fall planting root. So this is the baby's breath root here. So you soak them in water for 1 to 2 hours before planting. So this has been in there for about 1.5 hours. It was full of water. I just emptied it out to bring it out here. So I'm going to plant it out here in the cut flower area. Next year things are going to look very different. So I'm just going to try to plant it somewhere that I know it won't be disrupted, probably right here by this fence post. I will mark it really well. I will tie the package on the fence post so I know that it's there in the spring, because I do think these guys stay dormant for quite some time. Now you are supposed to plant these completely under the soil, so the new growth portions there should be I believe it was 1/2 to 1 inch, I believe, below the soil, and then mulch it quite well over top. So what I will plan to do is I will plant it, of course, and then I have straw that I will put over top. I won't do that today because I have to wait so that I can pick up the straw when I have Brandon's truck, so probably over the weekend. But there's no risk of frost or really cold temps the next couple days, so that should be fine. And then down here, which is where we dug up the potatoes, is where I'm going to put the garlic. So this is kind of at the top end of the garden. The potatoes were here. I do still have some onions in here to dig up, and then the dahlias and zinnias. Okay, so we've got the baby's breath planted. Coming through here this jungle to show you. Might be easier to come this way actually. Okay, so it's planted right there. I've got my label, and it is labeled on both sides, and then I've tied the bag to the fence. The bag may not stay there, or the label may rub off, but I just figured this is a good way to double label something. This baby's breath will probably be one of my last things to pop through the earth, so I just don't want to lose track of it or accidentally till it or something crazy like that, which I have done in the past. So anyways, that's that job done. Let's go to the garlic. Before we get started on the garlic, I just have to show you a few beautiful dahlias that I have blooming right now. This one I started from seed, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It's very late in the season for it to be blooming, and I might only get one bloom from it by the looks of things, but she is absolutely gorgeous. I also have, look at these zinnias. Aren't they something? And we've still got some lavender. One of these days I'm gonna come along and collect and dry some. And I think I'll probably make some Epsom salts and give those to some people for Christmas maybe. All hooked up here. Look at this beauty. This one is gorgeous as well. And this stunner. Look at her. So beautiful. And it looks like we've got some other blooms coming as well. Again, pretty late in the season. I'll be digging up my tubers. Like I said earlier, we're probably expecting a frost on Sunday. So we're winding down, and then we'll be digging up those tubers. But still so much beauty in the garden right now. Another little bumblebee, still hard at work. They amaze me. So I don't know if you can see this, but the people that own the farmland around us are starting to harvest the soybeans. So it won't take them long, and then they'll be up here. So what I'll do for my garlic, I will just get to it. You guys can watch, and then I'll explain later. I don't know how many rows I'm going to need, so I'll just probably make rows as I go. I'll probably spread them out about 3 to 4 inches, and then in the ground they go about 2 inches with soil over top, and then they're going to have a good mulch layer of straw on top of that, so they'll be tucked in nicely for the winter. Let's get to it. pulled off and broken that in the ground, but I have labeled both sides. It is the Porcelain Music garlic, hardneck variety. I am going to bring you with me though, because I would like to show you just how I kind of nestle them into the dirt. So we've got my little trench done here. What we're going to do, we just take our little bulb, and I just kind of push it down in there. Take another one and just kind of nestle it down in there. So you always do that side down, that is the bottom, that is the top where it'll sprout from. So we'll do another one here, and I'm just going, maybe I should space them out a little bit more actually. Move that one out a little bit. These will be quite large bulbs, so I want to make sure they have plenty of room to grow. Like we'll need one more row, so let me trench that and then we'll bury these over. That's it. Let's get to covering them up with a good layer of soil. Almost forgot. I need to put my label so I don't lose them. Put that right out at the end, and I'll show you that afterwards. Also, that label is written on both sides as well. And that is the garlic in the ground. So as you can see, I ended up with 4 rows. I do like to hill my rows up a little bit just so that you can tell. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The label is there at the 4th row so that I know the garlic starts over here and comes to here. We will probably do potatoes in this area next year. We'll see what happens, but I do have the label in the ground here. It's all dirty, and I have labeled it on both sides just in case this side fades a little bit with the sun. but I should get a good garlic harvest. So I ended up putting about, I believe it was around 60 cloves in the ground. Sorry, I can't think today. So there's about 60 cloves in the ground, so I'm hoping to get about 60 bulbs of garlic. We'll see what happens next year. That's it for today, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. We got the garlic in the ground, so that is a good job done. I will show you what it looks like once I get that straw on top to get it mulched in there over the weekend. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, and I hope you're having a great day. Take care.